So Steve was asking about presentation, trying to get a delicate presentation. He's having a tendency to get his flies kind of to splat a little bit hard on the water. Just think when a bug falls out of a tree or a fly drops down into the water, it doesn't really hit with all that much force. So we don't want our flies to cannonball into the water. We want them to land nice and soft and gently. So there's a couple things you want to keep in mind. Remember, on that forward cast, we want to stop around eye level, then lower the rod down. We don't want to come crashing right down to the water. When we do that, that's usually going to drive that fly right into the water. So I'm going to make a couple casts and show you what can happen if we stop that rod a little bit too low. Ready? If I take this fly and come a little too low with my rod tip, you can see that kind of drives that line down a little bit. I'm not getting great turnover right there, but let's say I stop it just a little bit higher, I still get that fly to land a little bit aggressive. That's a little too aggressive. Now, in some cases, that might not be the worst case scenario. Let's say you're largemouth bass fishing, you got a great big popper, you want it to land with a little bit of authority. Just stop that rod a little bit lower, and that'll get that fly to really slap on the water, maybe right in those lily pads, get those bass really excited. But when we're dealing with, say, really finicky trout, or let's say a real spooky bonefish, we want to try and get a more delicate presentation. To get that delicate presentation, all we have to do is just stop the rod a little bit higher, then lower the rod down after that line has extended. So we're going to make that cast, stopping around eye level, then lowering it down gently. Just think, no cannonballs on the water, get that line to straighten out, then lower it right down. From that side view, you can see I try to stop at eye level, then lower down after I make that cast. Just think stop, then drop, rather than stop and drop combined. That can give you that bad presentation there. Just think send it out, then lower it down. Even with a tight loop though, if the trajectory is a little steep, that can also give you a little bit of a splat in that presentation. Just think flatten out that cast, more straight back and straight forward than too far up and too far down. So hopefully, Steve, that'll help you get a little more delicate presentation. Just think stop high, then lower it down kind of as that line drops. And that's delicate presentations.